How much is a Fermanagh or Tyrone life worth? How can anybody stand here and say that I or you should not have an emergency operation because they can't afford it in Derry, while Derry and Belfast and all the rest of them do get it? I mean, that is honestly and truly the most unjust thing that has happened. And I consider this to be injustice. It's an injustice to a rural area like us. What's coming here? Nothing ever comes here. And I'm not really taking a slight of the politicians. I would hate to be a politician for Fermanagh, because you'd be doing things against the wind. You'd be getting your own back. That's to be it all you'd be doing. And the system is not working. And who says the system is not working? The people on the front line, the staff. Fermanagh and parts of Tyrone are left without an ambulance service for hours upon hours and maybe nights upon nights. How can we really stand up to that and say that that is right? We cannot and should not say that. I beg the help of politicians here in this. We need to speak with a united voice. We need to speak with a united voice for the people, the politicians, and all of us. It's our lives, it's our hospital, it's our system. We provided them with a good hospital. They mismanaged it to such an extent that surgery was unsafe. We didn't mismanage it. They did. They say about it's not safe to have surgery in Enniskillen. The fact is that their incompetence has meant that there's no surgery in Enniskillen. Talk to Requia and you think they're doing their best, and they probably are, but doing their best. But at the bottom line of it is, you talk to a minister and he ignores your letters and then writes his foolish things in reply. You talk to a department who say it's not their business. They've set up a trust to do that. You talk to a trust who have no interest in this Fermanagh or Tyrone. None at all. They do not want a surgery hospital in Enniskillen. They'd be very happy if they closed the whole hospital, but they're afraid to do that and they won't. That won't happen. Who's financing all of this? The Department of Finance is looking after the trust. The Department of Finance is advising the minister. The Department of Finance, of Health, I should say, not Finance, Health, they are saying that it's the trust. But who is financing Requia, supposed to be the independent regulator? Who's financing them? The Department of Health. We can't expect to have anything changed because it's a system that is designed to work against the voice of the people. For years, 109, I think it was, times Requia went into Muckamore. And still the poor people there were abused and treated like dirt. So how can we, we can certainly work with Requia, but I'm of the opinion that at the end of the day, Requia will not make a decision. And the only one who can make a decision to ensure that we have a service here that is worthy of us, that is our right, and that we must demand, is the Minister for Health. That's it. Because he said very gently that he could make a commitment to do it and then go off into the sleep in his retirement and let somebody else do the job. Well, yeah, he could. But he could do a Keith Starmer. He could say there's 5 billion for defence and see can the next man find it somewhere. But that's really what they're up against. There's no medical reason whatever that the SWA couldn't be a safe place for emergency surgery. It's a matter of they hadn't got a finance to insure it. So Fermanagh lives are not worth tuppence. That's basically it. The politicians here are trying to work their best. I would make one plea though, that the politicians need now, coming up to the election, not to work as political parties against one another, but as community parties working with us to ensure that that is the nature of successful politics. It's a community effort. understand that. And most of us know that they're working hard, and most of us know that they're very poor life because of the work they put in. We all know that. Sometimes, though, I believe that the party system and the independent system is meant to work not in favour of the people, but in favour of the party. You know, and I can say that very clearly because it's the same thing happens in churches. You know, you'd think there's only one salvation, but you better go our way, you're not getting in at all. You know, do not stand for it in this way. So the staff have been fantastic to do what they've done, and would you please support the staff in every possible way? They took great courage. You know, the staff in SWA did not make any online contributions to it because they were obviously fearful. Now, what sort of a system is that? You're expected to work night and day, work long hours, work overtime to save a life, and yet you're not even respected enough to have an opinion. Now, that in itself is a system that is corrupt, wrong, and needs to be destroyed immediately.